this is guys is a seven figures trader. So that is how we're gonna present him today. Has been trading for a long time, but we're gonna let him present himself and tell him how he started trading and how he's going right now. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, sweet. So, I mean, my name's Joe Manilla FX on Instagram for those that do follow me. So yeah, long time trading, 16 years, started in 2008. Yeah, a very long time.
That's a
Um,
very long time. 16
yeah,
years.
yeah, a lot longer than most people. And I think I quit my full-time job in 2016. So since
Wow.
2016, I've been trading full time.
So it's been like 9 years trading full time. Have you been trading always the same things, or you've popping out left and right?
No, always the same sort of things. I always look at either currencies, commodities, and precious metals. I love commodities seasonally. I trade commodities on a seasonal basis, like coffee, sugar, soybeans, that sort of stuff. They offer really good trends. But mostly, I'd say like 70% is currency trading.
Oh, so you're definitely a forex trader. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
what. But that's what interests me right now that you say 16 years is how it came out to you 16 years ago to start trading at the time. You're Australian, so you were in Australia at the time.
Yeah.
How this idea of trading was for you to start?
It was actually introduced to me by my brother, and there, yeah, and then what I went and did is I went and seeked out opportunity in the industry, and actually I was trading within the industry at some firms and whatnot. I got an internship, and then I went from an internship into full-time role, and then I became a senior analyst and senior manager and all sorts of stuff.
So
So
so you started with as a job then, like
yeah,
prop firms company, banks,
no, bank, yeah,
and
yeah,
that's
so
where you discovered this world of
yeah, yeah. So I was at Deutsche Bank.
Deutsche Bank. Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, yeah. So I was there for 5 years, 6 years, something like that.
5 years.
Yeah.
Then you started to trade by yourself or
Um, Pretty much, yeah. And then I kind of had enough capital to the point where I was like, oh, I'm gonna, trade now
do,
myself.
do it by your
Um,
own?
yeah, pretty much, yeah. So I was just, I'm gonna go on my own now and trade.
Did you
So
manage to find your consistency right away after leaving the job, or it took quite a bit of
no,
time?
I still stick to the exact same process that I did back then.
Ah.
The funny thing is because a lot of people think institutional trade is a lot different than retail. It's the exact same. There's nothing different. It's given that I don't look at a lot of stuff that other people look at. Like I don't go down to lower. I trade specifically off the daily time frame. Um, I don't use patterns. I don't use fancy things or sort of stuff. I just look for a trend and a pullback. That's it. Very very basic.
So that's how you were trading as well in the
Yeah,
bank before?
yeah.
Just naked chart?
I use a 200 moving average. That's it.
That's nothing. I was like, oh wow,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's very interesting.
Yeah,
Because
so I use a 200 moving average, and basically off the daily chart, I'm looking for a trend. If the market's in consolidation, I don't touch it. If we're in a trend, and basically the way I define that is, look, there's also fundamental factors that go into a trade, but if the market's in a downtrend, it's very likely the fundamentals are lining up for something going down. So, if the euro against the US dollar is going down, fundamentally, it's probably going down as well. So, if we got a long-term daily trend that breaks some lows, and then the trend starts, and price, as long as price is under the 200 moving average, I never buy that, only selling it. If price is above the 200, I'm only ever buying it. Now, the 200 moving average is used quite a lot by institutional traders to define a trend as well. Um, it's like kind of like the main. I mean, you got other moving averages that institutions use. They use the 50, 55, they use the 30, they use the 20. The 200 is the main one to define long-term trends.
wow, so that is why you decide then when to take a long or a short is by using the 200 moving average. Okay, if
Yeah,
it's above, that's gonna be my long. I won't touch shorts no matter what. I will never touch
yeah,
shorts.
100%. Yeah, and then I just look for some sort of pullback. It's
So
that
you
simple.
pull back, for example, let's say to certain levels that you're looking for, and then you will start to maybe taking shorts or longs.
Usually, usually, I'd say 80% of the time, the pullback's a 50% pullback of the last swing points. So for
Interesting.
an
That's
uptrend,
mhm.
the last 50% pullback of the last swing high, the last higher low to the pullback. So, and it's simple as that. Just
That is the beauty, or that is the beauty of, I think, trading, is that many people when get in trading thinks more complicated it is the way that should be trading.
yeah,
That's how you should be making money. Like, so that's why they add the indicator, add this level, add these things,
yeah,
looking for the new concept, the new things, the new idea, and they're like, oh, and they keep entering this loop of adding things without really improving what they're making really the mistakes. No, you
yeah,
agree on that side?
100%. And I think as well as a lot of there's a lot of like crap out there online that just confuses people. Like trading is not hard at all. Like it's not hard to do. It's mentally hard, but trading itself, a strategy, you can have the most basic strategy and you can make money. But if you can't do it up here, then you're gonna fail. So
Yeah.
what holds people back is most people think the strategies hold them back. It's not the strategy at all. It's I call this thing, you got like this circle of doom, right? Where you find a strategy, you test it out, you take a couple losses, you think, fuck this, you go back to a new strategy, and then you do it again, and then you do it, right? So people always jump in strategies because they're just going in circles. They're trying to find the golden strategy, the golden ratio, everything. Like it's holy grail. But you
Yes.
have the most basic strategy, and you're going to make money if you stick to it, and you have a positive risk reward. It's not that hard.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's that about the positive risk reward is something I want to touch later because I saw it in your Instagram and your content. But thinking about that loop, I was really asking that question to Aaron last time, and he said that many of these traders, after 2 3 years, that they're still stuck, is just because they need to stop and refine the mental side
yeah,
and stop looking for the new things that is just
100%.
blocking them.
Exactly. That's all you got to do. Is you got to stop looking for the holy grail of trading and just stick to one thing and just focus on that.
One
Focus
thing,
on it.
yeah.
Yeah.
When I discovered that was last 1 year and a half ago, when my mentor came and he was like, "Yo, just look at this level. If it breaks, enter long. If it does not break, don't enter." And I was like, "How this is possible?" Right now, I'm using a 15 minutes break strategy. Such a simple thing that takes 1 minute to explain, and
Yeah.
it's working out.
Yeah.
It's
That's the
making me
thing.
money.
Like my trading strategy, I could tell it to Joe Biden and he would understand. That's how easy it is. Like someone that's got dementia can understand my trading strategy and they'll remember it. It's that simple. Um, but me trading off the daily time frame, I don't trade a whole lot. So maybe 3 to 5 trades a month. Not even 5 trades a month. Maybe 3 trades a month on average is what I do. 5 trades would be a very busy month for me.
But you said you use the daily time frame to trade, but
Yeah,
is the daily time frame to look for the trade and direction, and then you go to a lower time frame, or it's always day one, no matter
daily,
what? Wow.
daily.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of the times, like so, before I started ManilaFX and I was doing webinars, the only time frame I had on my chart was daily. I wouldn't have anything lower on it, so there was no option to go lower. It's just the daily. Because I like the dailies because it shows the full session of the New York session, the Europe session, the Asia session. It shows all 3 sessions, what happened in that 24-hour period, and you get a full picture, right? And I like to sort of sit back and really analyze what's happening in the market. I read a lot as well. Like I have these sorts of reports that I just print them out and I just read them like this is MUFG and that sort of stuff. I like to just print. I read, sit here and read all day what's happening. Then I'll look at the market and then I'll go, oh, cool, this is in a downtrend. Let's take a trade.
So
So
you definitely mix that fundamental side and technical
yeah,
side.
yeah. You can trade my trading system purely technicals because you got to think is what's happening fundamentally here, right, is going to present itself on the chart. Now, what I like about the daily chart is it takes time for the fundamentals to play out. Now, you might get some news releases, you might get some things happen. On the lower time frame, it's going crazy. People are like, "Oh, the fundamentals, fundamentals." But on the daily time frame, not much has happened yet. But then when the macroeconomics, the macro fundamentals really kick in, then it starts to go and you start to see the trend. So you can trade this system without reading any fundamentals, because you know if there's a trend in play on a daily time frame, you know the fundamentals are very likely lining up.
That's
So
that's that's very
yeah,
interesting because for me the fact for many new traders is the difficulty of sticking to a really slow time frame. Like a daily one,
yeah,
it's a very slow one. Many people want to see their trade gone up to take profit right away.
yeah. I think that's a big problem as well. What people focus on, and there's nothing wrong with trading lower time frames. You can do it successfully, but I think it's also harder. I don't think I could trade successfully on a 15-minute time frame. It's too fast, it's too quick, and you have to make decisions too quickly. So with me, with the daily time frame, I can look at it now and then go, oh, I still got another 12 hours before I have to make a informed decision. So I go back, I think about it, I reanalyze it. Is it good? The things line up, cool, and then I make that decision. Now the problem where a lot of people face is I hold trades. I can hold trades for months, 4, 5, 6, 7 months. The problem, because I looked at write out long term trends. The problem people face is they want to take the trade, but like you said, is they want their money now. It's what I mean. I think that's a big problem as well. It's a massive problem because you be too impulsive. You're like, if you don't see the money now, it's like there. So I think as well as to be a full time trader, you don't need to trade a lot. You don't need to trade every single day. The way I think about it is think of like a real estate agent, right? A real estate agent sells a house. Let's say they sell, well, I don't know what it's like in Argentina, but in Australia, if a real estate agent sells a house, let's say they sell 2 houses a month, they don't get the money right away. The house
Yeah.
has to go under conditional, and then it has to sell it. It might be 2 or 3 months before they get their commission. So that's how I think about trading, long term trading. You take the trade, but you've got other trades running that might have been 2 months ago. Now you're taking profit on that. You've got new trades running. You've got old trades taking profit. So you're still making the commission on other trades. So every single month, I do close trades in profit that were probably from other months. So
Crazy.
it's not as bad as you think as well. So I might have 4, 5, 6 trades running, but I might take 2 or 3 a month. But then I've got other trades running as well.
Yes, so you are someone that is right, of course, because the time frame is such a big one, and long term you're having different trades running at the same time, different payers. Then I guess, like you
Yeah,
said.
yeah. So it's very 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 long term based, but I like that as well because I'm not glued to the chart. So before I was hosting webinars, ManilaFX and also stuff, like I spend a lot more time at my laptop now because I'm in the community. But before that, I'd probably spend 30 minutes a day at my chart, and I'll just walk. That was it. So 30 minutes. I'll check in the morning. If there was no daily closes that I liked, cool, come back tomorrow. And that's what I like because I don't have to think about it. I can go on the rest of my day and do whatever I want. I can reanalyze things. I can evaluate things. That sort of stuff. So,
And
and I don't have the attention span to sit there and just watch markets.
yeah, I think no, I agree totally. Totally agree with that. That's what something I push always to people is that less they spend time in their computer watching at the charts, better it is. Because less is
Yes,
better in trading. Less is better. More you
100%.
do, it's more you're gonna destroy your account with over
Yeah,
trading, more breaking rules and stuff like that. So I have a question then, coming back at the fact of risk reward you said before, because
yeah.
I am one guy that has a negative risk reward, and I saw that one. It's very interesting for me. You are someone that is really on a positive risk reward. How did you come with this idea and the fact that you are really pushing on the positive one? And yeah, tell me your opinion on that one.
So let's talk about win rate. I've got about a 40% win rate, but my risk reward is 1 to 5, 1 to 6, 1 to 10 type of trade. So I make money. Now you could have a 70% win rate, but you've got a negative risk reward and still lose money. So the way I think about risk reward is it needs to be in your favor that even if you lose more than you win, you're still making money. I've got a good friend. He's not on Instagram. He's very old school. He's only got Facebook Messenger. One of the most successful traders that I know, multi filthy millionaire. I think he's got like on average 18 to 20% win rate, but a very big risk reward. So he's been trading a lot longer. He's been trading since the 90s. The way I think about it is risk reward has to be factored in to how long can you trade with the negative risk reward before it starts to go shit, right? So you might have, let's say you make $100, but you lose $200, right? You might make $100 more often, but then when you go through drawdown, you lose two, 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 and two. It's like, oh shit, I just lost everything plus more. It needs to be the opposite way around. So I might lose 2 or 3 trades in a row, but then I've got positive equity running. So I will have, let's say I've got 6 trades open to make it easy. Let's say 4 of them lost, but 2 of them have positive equity that have made up, 1 to 6 per trade. So 4 lost, but both of those trades have made up 1 to 6. So I'm, 12 times in profit minus 4 losses, right? So
Yeah,
I'm up. So that's the way I think about it.
yeah, I agree on I definitely agree on the fact that I think as well, like you having positive risk reward, it's better as well for the mental side. It's better, and something that I'm gonna try to change on that side, in that side, to have at least over 1 to 1 instead of having a -1, because it gives as well a positive mindset of when I'm losing a trade, at least I can recoup it with the next trade. I don't need 2 trades
Yeah.
to recoup it. That's a little bit as well on the mental side. It does help a little bit to think, okay, I lost this one,
Yeah.
it's okay. Next trade is gonna recoup it and make more.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Also, I think as well as like mentally, it's harder to have a more positive risk reward because the bigger your risk reward, the more you're gonna lose, right? So if you have a 1 to 1, you might win, I don't know, whatever. Let's say 60% of the time. If you have a 1 to 3, you might win 45% of the time or 50% of the time. If you have a 1 to 10, you might win 30% of the time. But if you have a one like a negative risk reward, you might be winning 70 or 80% of the time. So it is easier to mentally handle that. But just from personal preference, I prefer to have the lower win rate, but much higher risk reward.
yeah, yeah, and
That's
I think that the fact of handling losses comes with experience, and that I would like
yeah,
to ask you right now is that how do you come out and how do you handle your losses? Because you as well, like you're gonna get some losses, and because especially you're using your own money, you have
yeah.
a 7 figures account. How do you handle losses on your side?
Okay, so to put into perspective, I've got a couple trading accounts. My main trading account is 1.2 million. I've got an investment account which is about 6 million. And then I've got a couple smaller trading accounts like 12, 20,000, 50,000. But my main trading account, 1.2 million, my average loss could be 40 to $50,000. And it's a lot of money for a lot of people.
Yes.
Year's salary for a lot of people, right? But I think the way I think about it is I've been trading that long, the exact same trading system. I just know it makes money. So it doesn't worry me as much. Now, of course, I haven't always been comfortable losing big money. Like, when I first started, I wasn't just be like, oh, straight up, here's lose this much money. You have to be comfortable to be able to lose that much money. And also that comes with trust in the trading system, trust within yourself to stick to that trading system and know that any drawdowns you go through, you can pull yourself out of it. So, I don't, a lot of the time, I don't even set stop loss to take profits anymore. I just mental stop loss, take profit. So I'll take a trade, and if it gets to a point where I'm like, I'll close it now. Like I don't really stick to that 1% risk rule or anything like that. More, I don't even calculate risk anymore. I can't be bothered anymore. There's a good lot size. I'll just take that. So if I'm trading the euro dollar, I might just open a 10 lot size and see what happens. So in saying that, I've always got that mental. All right, I'm happy to lose $40,000 to $50,000. I don't want to go above that. So if the trade gets to negative 50,000, I'm just going to close it. Now, in saying that as well, when you first start, you have to be able to be comfortable to lose $10. You lose the $10, and then you bump up to $20. You feel comfortable losing $20, and you bump up to $30. It's a gradual process, and eventually you lose $100, and you feel comfortable. But all this comes with also being profitable. So once you start, let's say you lose $10, but you make $30, you go, oh, I'm still up $20. It's okay. Your next trade, you lose $10, you make $30, still up. It's okay. And then eventually you bump it up. You lose $20, but you make, I don't know, $60, right? It's cool. You're still up, right? And then you do that, and then you bump it up. Eventually, you lose $100, but you've made $300, so you're still up $200. And then eventually, you lose 100, 200, yeah, $150. It goes like that. You know what I mean? So you have to start small and then get bigger. Now, I had a bit of an advantage as well working in the industry. So I didn't learn at a retail level. I learned to trade big money in the beginning as well. So me losing 50,000 is that whatever. If we've had bigger days, we've lost millions in a day. I think my biggest loss was $384,000 on a single trade. Yeah.
On your personal accounts or on your
Yeah,
bank account?
that's my personal.
In your personal account, how
yeah.
did you handle that loss after that one? What happened to you that after that one, or it was like fine?
Traded out of it.
That's it.
So
You just followed.
I think,
You go, sorry,
I think mentally I'm kind of numb to trading. I don't get excited about winnings. I don't really care about losses. And the way I think about a trade is it's never invalid until it hits your take profit or stop loss, provided you have one. So I think that's a big thing where a lot of people go wrong is they will set a stop loss and take profit. The trade will be going up and down. Then they close it because, it's not doing what they want. So, and then, all of a sudden it goes in their favor. A big thing I always tell people, especially my members at ManilaFX, is unless the trade hits stop loss, it's not invalid. Unless it hits take profit, it's not valid. So
Yes.
you just got to let it go. Yeah.
That's what I think the mistake of many people do is that they evaluate their self based on P&L instead of the execution, right? If not, there will be and they don't have that mentality of statistic, like a loss is a loss. It's good is good until executed correctly.
Yeah, and you got to think about any business you run. You open up a restaurant, you're going to have losses. You got to pay tax, you got to pay rent, you got to pay wages, you got to pay for stock. And at the end of the day, you might walk away with a couple $1,000s. So, trading is just like any other business. You're going to have losses, and those losses you think of them as expenses to you running your business. It doesn't feel nice for a lot of people, but if you can't handle it, you can't trade.
So in this case, like I guess you confirmed it before, based on a question like if strategy or the strategy or the mindset is more important, then I would say you confirm that it's more mindset in your case.
Yeah. You can have a very basic strategy and still make money trading. It doesn't have to be fancy at all. Like that's like when I see these trading strategies where they're marking all these different areas and they go from the 1 hour to the 10-minute, 5-minute to the 15-minute, and they're doing this and they're looking to pull back into this, and they got all these names for different things. I don't know the names. And then and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, just take the trade. Holy shit, just take it. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Fuck it. Like all that stuff. I never heard of those names for things until I came into retail trading.
Yeah.
Even patterns. I don't know what the names of patterns. Like even still, like I'll be looking at a trade. I'm like, oh, I know what it looks like. I just don't know the name of it. Same with candlesticks. Like the names of candlesticks, like pin bars and fuck, I don't know, like dojis and that sort of stuff.
Shooting star, whatever. I don't know. I don't know them as well.
Candlestick, man. As long as I know what it looks like, I don't care about the name. So I started to learn all that once I started to get on social media. I'm looking at all these traders. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, even stop hunting. I was like, what the fuck is stop hunting? Like that, I've never heard of that. Like to me, it blows my mind, that concept. It would never work out in the industry.
That's so much interesting. That's really because for me it blows my mind the fact that in the retail trading we have so many things, so many courses, so many complicated things, and then you come from the bank system, from your that you will be trading. Then you're trading right now as a retail trader as well with the same style, and you're making a lot of money anyway by just the simplicity of a chart.
I'm not hung up on the bullshit. Like,
yes.
Yeah.
But I think that's one of the big problems here is that many people really just follow the wrong people online, and the people that scream, the people that shout out the scream and live and show stuff, but then they never show their accounts. That's
Yeah,
one of the big problem, I think.
I think a big problem is I'm not going to name any names, but if your mentor is flashing cars, cash, and watches on Instagram, it's probably not the guy you want to be giving money to. The guys that I trust are people like Aaron Trades, Trader Nick. You know, they got money, but they don't flash it. Like it's not like, hey, look at all this. Blah. Even me, man. Like I drive a Ford. You know, like it's a Ford Raptor. It's a brand new Ford Raptor. I love it, but it's like I don't give a shit about all luxury stuff, and it's a crazy thing. But I think it's a sales technique as well. As people see that and go, holy shit, he got that trading. He didn't get that trading. He got that from memberships. So they see that and they're like, oh, I want that lifestyle. So they go to that. So
Yeah,
I think people need to stop giving those people money, and just more focus on knowledge rather than flashy objects.
yeah.
So,
And one thing, like I said the last time to Aaron, is the fact that many people they look for these flashing things when instead they should look for a real community that is
yeah,
formed by not even, I would say, great traders, but good traders with the correct mindset that they want to learn, keep improving, and stuff like that.
exactly.
Maybe you're not gonna find the best guy ever, but if you find a good group of people that you can help each others.
Yeah, that's the main thing. That's the main thing. I think you need to focus. People need to focus on knowledge rather than, if they're looking for a mentor, find someone that's very knowledgeable, not so much, like look at what I drive and that sort of stuff. Like in Australia, like I used to have two Mercedes Benz and a Lamborghini. I never once showed it on Instagram. I was just like, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to show that as a, hey, come join me type thing. Then I had the Lamborghini for like a month, and I'm like, this is shit. I got rid of it. And I bought a Nissan Navara instead, and that was my favorite car. I love that Nissan Navara. Even my Mercedes, I sold it after 3 months. I hated it.
it,
Um, yeah, I
it's
was
just
like, I
people.
love
I
it.
think I think people like us is we start to become traders and we start to look just for comfortability in life, that we are happy
Yeah,
making good enough money that we like sustain what we look for in the life, like freedom, whatever you want to do, whatever use your
yeah,
passion. And I think, and the rest is just, they're not traders. I use, for me, I always call them, they're influencers, they're YouTubers, but they're not
yeah, yeah,
traders. It's because
yeah.
they make a lot of money from YouTube and influencer. We know that
Oh,
in this industry, they're making a lot of money from it.
yeah, yeah. And there's like, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with making money from the industry if you're legit. Like Trader Nick, probably one of the most legit guys I know. Aaron Trades, that sort of stuff. There's plenty of legit people out there. You just have to search for them and be careful who you're looking for. So it's and like that, like you said, if you're looking like as a trader, you want freedom. So for me, freedom is not having a bunch of cars and all this sort of shit that I'm paying off, right? Because I can't really do much. I have to be working. I have to be trading to pay that off. So for me, it's like if I don't want to trade for the next 3 months and just go live in Japan, I can. I can just close everything down. I've got nothing to do. Like I've got plenty of money. I've got no debt. I've got zero debt to my name. So I just go. Right. That's freedom. Right. Freedom is not having a bunch of things. But look, some people like that. Everyone's their own personal preference. It's just not me. To me, trading, making money is like a way of buying back my time, right? I don't have to go to work. I don't have to do anything. I can literally wake up at 10 a.m. if I want. I can look at the charts, take a trade, or walk away if there's no trades. Come back tomorrow. Oh, I want to go to Japan. I'll fly out tomorrow, fly out tonight. That's freedom. And that's because of money. And that's having all the money coming in, but not going out as well. So, and a
Yeah,
lot of people say, oh, but what's the point of having money? And like I said, to me, money buys time, right?
yeah,
Yeah. And I'm not a very, I'm not a car person anyway, or I'm not a watch person. I'm not like those things don't bother me. To me, like I said, money is just a way of having time. And if I've got a lot of money, let's say I've got $10 million, well, that's a lot of time that I got. That's a lot
yeah,
of free time that I got.
yeah.
And none of it's going out, but it's all coming in. So
Yeah, it's because definitely in the end, what we look for is the freedom of using our time to what we care instead of maybe, because in the end traders are the one that trying to get out from the 9 to 5, working for someone
Yeah.
else, working for themselves. Nothing against the 9 to 5, but yeah, that's what we look at most of the time. I have one question for you, is like a general question for yourself on what's the one piece of advice you wish someone had told you when you were starting out. I guess in this case it's a bit different because you started as well in a bank environment, but yeah.
I think don't get caught up, right? Don't get caught up in that you have to be very successful tomorrow, right? You got a whole life ahead of you, so trading's never going away. So you don't have to rush it to be successful. Take the time to learn. Take the time to meet good people in the industry that are very helpful. People that really care about you and care about your growth as well. And advice in finding a mentor. Find a mentor that really puts their time in to help you, and not just buy my course and see you later, because that's never going to work. So find a mentor that's really out there to. They hold themselves accountable to your success as well. That's what you got to find. And just don't get caught up in trying to be successful tomorrow. Like it'll come when it comes, but
Yeah.
don't rush it. That's the
Yeah,
best advice I'd probably give.
yeah, I think it's a great advice because we all get caught up on that. I got caught up on that. I thought when I started trading, I was the best trader in the world the first year, and then I discovered the second and the third that I was like the shittest one. I was so bad. I
Yeah,
was not mentally prepared, and I didn't have a community, and I should have had. If I knew it, like you said, don't get caught up. Find someone really that was trading as well, instead of being by myself and look always for the new things. I think
yeah,
most probably I would have been profitable a time ago instead of
yeah,
starting only last year. But yes, I think that's a really good advice. That's a really good advice because
yeah.
that's one of the biggest problem is that we look for quick success when trading is one of the hardest things to do. And if it was not, everyone would be a trader in the world, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And let me tell you, it's not the smartest people that become successful traders, right? I know a lot of very smart people that can't trade for shit because they think they're too smart for it. So it's you don't have to be too smart. I think that was actually one thing that I thought when I first ever got into the industry. I looked at like all my like the people that I work with. I'm like, holy shit, these guys are like intelligent. Most of them are dumb as fucking rocks. You know, like they're just fueled on alcohol, yesterday's cocaine, and whatever else. So, and they just make decisions. So, like, you don't have to be very smart to be successful as a trader. You just have to know when to pull the trigger and when to stay out. That's the biggest
Yeah.
thing. You don't have to trade every day as well, right? Sometimes just not trading is the best thing you can do. Like even just taking a break, even if it's like a week, you don't trade for a whole week. Don't worry, there's another week around the corner.
Yeah,
You got to
that's a
make
bit. That's one. Sorry, that's one of the big problem as well is because uh, they s- they stop trading one day and they think they missed the opportunity of their life.
yeah,
They
yeah.
go crazy. They go crazy. I should have traded today. I work for support of PropFirm companies, and many times it's like that. I have not traded today because there was this issue. I should have made all this money, and I'm like, I should, I would.
Yeah, yeah.
Come
And that's
on.
the thing is, well, like, look, there's times where, like, there's always going to be opportunity. You don't have to get every single one. Just get a couple of them throughout the month, and you'll be all right. So,
So one thing I just want to ask you at the end because I saw you're using mostly your own money, but you don't use if right now in the last year and a half they pumped as hell. Many programs coming out every time with these programs. Are you someone that is as well approaching them, or you're never interested because you have a big capital, you're not interested in that?
I got no interest in joining the prop firm. Yeah.
But it does make sense. It
So,
doesn't make sense. You have a you have a
yeah.
big 7 million.
Like, look, I've been asked this question. Someone goes, "Why don't you trade with like prop firms' money so you don't have to use your own? Like, you're not losing your own money." I'm like, there's so much restrictions on prop firms, and the way I trade, they will look at it and go, "What the fuck is he doing? Like, no stop loss. He's over risked his trade, and he's just walked away for 2 days and not giving a shit about it. What the fuck is this guy doing?" Like, I will take a trade, and like I said, no stop loss, no take profit, and I'll go away and I might go on holiday for 2 or 3 weeks and come back and go, oh, I should probably look at this trade now. Do you know what I mean? Like this, I just take trades and I forget about them. I don't remember. Like there's times where I'll be doing a webinar. I'm like, what's this? I'm like, oh shit, I don't know. I'm in this trade. Oh, that was like 2 months ago. Oh, okay, I forgot about that. I don't check my MetaTrader very often, unless for Instagram, I'm keeping people updated. But I don't check things very often.
Yeah,
So I don't know. I think I would fail PropFirms.
yeah, I think I think no, I
I
think
would definitely fail a PropFirm.
yeah, I
I
think
thought
you
about I thought about it. I thought about doing it just to see like what would happen, but I think I'd probably fail in the first week.
yeah, I don't think I don't think so. It will work out for you because pro, most of platforms I know at least you have to close your position at the end of the day, and for you that you are a day month trader, it
I
does
don't
not
like that
work.
either. You know what I will say though is something I've noticed. So when I lived in Australia, um, it was different. So now that I've actually moved to the Philippines, I've been living here for 12 months now. There's a different side of me when it comes to prop firms and people that learn how to trade. A lot of them, they might not come from very wealthy backgrounds. They might not have a good income and that sort of stuff, and they might never be able to have a large account as well. So when I moved to the Philippines, I saw a lot of undeveloped people, like places, people that scraping by, and I was like, you know, I can kind of understand why people go for prop firms and if they're in this sort of position and they're trying to make some money trading. So I'm like, that kind of opens my eyes in a different perspective, as opposed to in Australia. There's so much opportunity to get money, like where I'm just like, why the fuck would you pay someone for a demo account?
Yeah,
But I can understand now that I live in the Philippines. I can understand why people go for prop firms. Is they might only be making minimum income and they will never be able to make have like a $20,000 account. So
yeah.
they just spend that little bit of money to get that prop firm and then hopefully make a return where they get a decent return. So I can understand that as well. So
Yeah, and yeah, definitely in that side, it's definitely positive. If you can have instead of putting $200, that's the only things you have. Maybe you get a $2,000 drawdown in a funded
yeah,
account. That is better, and maybe you can get a good payouts from there. There is as well some
yeah, yeah,
psychology levels there. There is some mindset. There is it's not your own money, but you care about it. So
yeah. No, I
there is
understand
still
that.
good. There is still
Yeah.
good.
So there is
Yeah,
that
yeah,
side of me that understands why people go for prop firms as well. But like if you're someone who's got a lot of money, you don't, you've got $50,000 spare money, use that. Don't do a prop firm.
yeah.
Like only if you're trading well, like only if you're successful. Don't just throw it in.
Yes.
Like only if you're successful. Like grow your own capital is the best thing.
Yeah, yeah,
So
definitely. That's I think that's my advice as well. If you have your own money and you're good at trading, just go with live, and it's gonna help you. It's gonna be just easier for you. But
um,
one, sorry, you want to say something more?
I just said
Uh,
100%. Yeah, I agree.
one literally last question because I think we're already more than yeah,
That's okay.
we are 40 minutes. Sorry. One last more question. It's gonna be maybe a little bit repetitive, but what do you think separates successful traders with those who quit?
Where did I talk about this? I think I did a reel on this one,
Yeah.
and I said no difference. The only difference is the successful trader just gets on with it, right? So like someone who quits and someone who's unsuccessful is, like I said before, like they will find a system and they're like, oh, it's not good. And find something else and try and things. They try to add things, take things away, and do this, do this, do this. Whereas a successful trader will have the exact same trading system as you're using, but they just stick with it. That's the only thing that makes. That's the only difference. There's not much else to it. So you could have my trading system. I can give you my trading system, and you can follow it to the exact same way I do. And this is as well as like when it comes to signals, right? So in my ManilaFX, I do give signals, but in saying that, not everyone's going to be profitable following my signals because you might join, you might take two trades, two of them lose, you go, ah, fuck this, quit. But then the next two make money, right? But you're like, you've already quit, or you don't take the next trade because you're scared, oh, he's just lost two. What if he takes the next one? What is going to lose? So you don't take it, but that's the one that wins. So it's always having that mindset of just take it. Just go for the trade, take it. Whatever the outcome is the outcome. Take the next trade. Whatever the outcome is, take the next trade. What are the outcome? Exact same strategy, exact same entry rules, exact same everything, right? Just keep taking the next trade. If you're in a drawdown, take the next trade. Work your way out of it. Don't get emotional. Just stick to the strategy. Work your way out of it.
Stick,
It's
yeah,
Let's
yeah.
stick
That,
to it. Stick to it. All you gotta do is just stick to it. It's not that hard. It's like
yeah. It's well, it's what
think of like. Sorry, you go.
no, no, go, go, go.
All right, think of Messi, right? Do you think Messi would be the greatest soccer player if he didn't go to practice every day and just stick to the same thing? No, he wouldn't. You know what I mean? Like he would not be, a world champion. He would be just the average. He wouldn't be Messi. He would just be who's Messi? He didn't show up to practice. He didn't do the same thing every day. But if you stick to the same thing every day, show up to practice, you show up to this and that, you get better and better and better. You just becomes natural. You just do it. Same thing. If Messi went from all the different teams, like he joined this team, then next week this team, and then next week this team, and then this team, nobody would hire him. He'd be like, hey, this guy just jumps around. So, it's one way.
100%, man. 100%. I think, speaking about mistakes, when I think about my experience, really, I started with stocks. I moved to futures. I went to options. I jumped back to futures, to back to option, go back to future at the end, in 3 years time frame. And it was
Yeah.
like the biggest mistake because, for example, I got a period where in futures I was doing well, then I got some losses, boom, I give up, moved to options, thinking that futures was a problem, moved to options, made some money in options, lost some money, made some money, lost it, and then I was like, nah, future was better. There is no delta.
Yeah. Yeah. I think like the whole thing it's neither one's better or other. Like you can make money in all of them. It's just
Yeah.
coming down to the strategy again. So like even stocks, like I don't trade stocks, but I invest long term in stocks. My biggest portfolio is my stock portfolio. It's about $6 million. My trading account's about just under 1.3. So it's and what I do as well is like a lot of my profit I take it out and put it in my stocks portfolio. So
Yeah,
I just
you're just
that's
building.
yeah, that just goes. I don't need to worry about it. So it's very much like I like both stocks, commodities, currencies, metals, everything like that. It's anything that make me money. I'll sell my wife if it makes me money. So I'm joking. She's never gonna watch this, so it's okay. I can say that.
No, definitely. It's just if you stick with something that if it makes you money, stick with it. Make it slightly bigger and bigger every time, and that's
Yeah,
it. Then you're
yeah,
you're good at it. You're good at it. That's something I'm right now working is just sticking it with my futures. I was finally profitable last year for my first time after
no,
on my fourth year finally. So right now I'm just trying to move to the next level of making it bigger. But yeah, it takes time and just
it
increasing.
takes time. Yeah, and don't rush it. You'll get there. Like you're 4 years in to trading. You're still a baby. Like it's
Yeah, yeah. Compared to you,
you
yes.
got you got time to trust me. You got time, and like actually, that's one thing as well. Is what I'll say is when you ask for that bit of advice is like I said, never get caught up in one trade because like I've been trading for that long. Is I don't remember any of my trades 3 years ago or anything like that. So the losses you take now, you're never going to remember them except that one $384,000. But you're never going to remember them. You know what I mean? So just don't get caught up on trades.
That's it, because many people have to understand that it's not on the singular trade, it's on the long run. Of the
Yeah.
thousand of trades you're gonna take is the difference. It's not that today you're not gonna be rich. I say always this sentence: today you're not gonna be rich, but today you can blow up. Just
Yeah.
just stick to one side and don't blow up. Protect your capital and keep repeating
Absolutely. And that's the
over and
main thing
over.
you
Yes, but man, I appreciate you a lot because this call was
appreciate it.
longer than expected, and I'm sorry for that for team members.
Okay.
Man, how they can reach you, how they can get you.
Instagram and YouTube. So just ManilaFX. So Instagram is ManilaFX. YouTube is I think it's ManilaFX Trading,
I
something like
will,
that.
I will put
Um,
them. I will put them below in
you link it.
in
Yeah.
the YouTube. I will put them here as well, guys. So thank you, Joey. for this
Appreciate it.
interview. I appreciate it. This was an amazing interview. I didn't know even you were trading for 16 years. I was like, what the
Yeah.
heck?
Yeah, a long time. Yeah.
It was long
Ready to
time.
retire. So,
I guess you could retire already, honestly, because for how much
yeah,
you made until now.
yeah. Especially in the Philippines, I could retire on that money. Yeah.
Thank you again,
Yeah.
man. Thank you a lot. Bye.